It is Sunday, but you know, it's fine. We're getting there. I did already get chapter 50 done, and I've only got 4 more to go. Thankfully, these last few chapters are so much better and easier to write. And it's definitely leading into a potential other story that I am debating. Because initially this was kind of like an unofficial trilogy, but now I feel like I could do more with it. I just don't know what exactly. Like, that's the thing with these books, is like they're not really together, but like they kind of are. Like the stories are overlapping, but like at the same time, I don't know what's going on with it. And like, would I write that one after the next one? And then wait to do the cozy fantasy that I've got planned? I don't know. But we're at 54,000 words and almost done. I'm looking like a hot mess, which is why I'm staying off camera for the last little bit, because acne is super fun and like I just haven't done my makeup for a few days. But I think I figured out the title for the next book that's going to include Skye, and I think it's going to eventually also include potentially Mandy and Clara, who was the character from the first book in this like random series that doesn't actually have a point. Each book is just a random story. Is it a life-changing story? No, it's just a story, but those are just as important. So anyways, I think I'm gonna call it The Cemetery House. Like, it's a random title, I get that, but also I love it. Like, I love this idea, because this is the grave shift, and then we have the cemetery house, because she lives at the grounds of the cemetery, and I have ideas for it that are slowly starting to develop that I did not plan, much like when I was writing the first book in this series, which was Witch's Night. I hadn't exactly had a whole lot of plans, but as I was writing, I got ideas, and here we are, and I just have ideas for the next book. I still haven't exactly figured out more than a vague outline of an idea of what I'm doing for the sequel in this random series, but this one, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this. Like a slightly maybe paranormal book, maybe? Slightly? Like, where it could exist, but could also not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with Cemetery House yet, but I love that that's a title for the next book. Do you ever just like have that realization that like you are in control of your book? You can decide if you want to change what it is. Because initially my Shadow Ridge was going to be like a real place, and now I'm like, but really do I want that to be a thing? Specifically for where I want this to go, because again, the paranormal thing, do I want that to continue? Do I want to start it now? I'm feeling like yes. I'm gonna leave it, and then in editing decide if I want to take it out or not. On to the very last chapter for this book. It is definitely becoming more of a paranormal book than I anticipated for the ending. I don't think we're gonna hit 60,000 words in one chapter, but that's fine, because in editing I very well might. I don't know what my goals in editing are going to be, but for now, just get the last chapter done, and then I'll have a full draft. I did it. I wrote the book. It ended at 56,000 words. Actually, a little bit over. 56,597 words. The last chapter was a lot. It was like 1566, which is more than normal, because usually they're like just 1,000. And like the ending, I don't know that it's like the good like final sentence, but I feel like maybe, like, I feel like the first sentence and the last sentence of the book are the hardest, because you want to capture the reader's interest, and you want to get them to go to the next book, and you want to leave it on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but like you also need to conclude the book, and yeah, I hope it's a good last sentence. I don't know that I'm going to change it, because again, I kind of like where it's going. It's definitely leaving like cozy contemporary coming of age things-ish. I don't know exactly what this one is, and it's moving more into like paranormal, because like that's the next book, and it's like getting more in depth, and I'm getting a lot of ideas. Like a character I introduced like at the end is going to be a character that's going to be a lot bigger in the next one with these characters, because again, I have the next book in this series planned where Mandy is not going to be there. She's going out of town and is having her like romance story, and then when we come back, Skye is going to be having her paranormal story. So yeah, I think I'll be writing that one. I don't know if it's going to be immediately after Mandy's story, or if it's going to be like a witchy book and then go back. I don't know, but making progress. I at least finish the draft, I can now go about my day and have the rest of the day off. It is not even 3 o'clock on Sunday, so I got a few hours to just chill, be a nerd with the family, and then tomorrow starts the joys of editing. I feel like we need the powers of Meat Man to get through the first day of editing. It is Monday the 4th, which means I have a lot of work to do today. I have got 2 videos recorded so far for the Witchy channel-ish. One's for Patreon, which is related to the other channel, and then a video that should have gone up on Friday, but here we are on Monday. Really falling behind over there. Also, if you didn't notice, I got a wall tapestry because I felt like it was boring behind me. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Kitty Cat was very curious about that and why it was going up on her walls, but I think she likes it. I think she likes the green and colors to it. So now I get to go and work on edits today. The goal for today, the 4th, is to get through 1 through 6 of edits. I also have been thinking about it, and I do think I'm going to change the ending. So I had mentioned that I went on like a paranormal side tangent. I think I'm going to take it out a little bit. Mostly where instead of like the fantasy element comes in, I'm taking that out to where it could be like not real or not. You don't know. Kind of like how paranormal actually is. And, you know, just change it a little bit instead of that fantasy element where you add it in to make it a little more concrete details, pull it back just a smidge, which means when I get to the end of the book, it's a little bit of editing, and I'm gonna think about it as I go through, but I'm leaning towards that's gonna be the choice. Because that series, I wanted to keep grounded in reality, and as much as I don't love that, I still want to keep it, I think. So that means edits for me next Thursday, in theory.
And down. Congratulations, you finished your workout. I'm so glad you did it with me. I'm so proud of you. I hope I see you again. I hope you feel good. I'll see you next
Yeah, Jane, feeling so great. Love it. But that means I can cross it off my to-do list. One of the things I'm trying to do better about is making sure to actually update the blog. So I did it. Also, the Precious is eating in the background. Oh, nope. Gotta go back to Birdwatch. Birdwatch. You know those points as an author where you're like, it'll be a later me problem, and it is now later you? I had a lot of filler names, and I don't know what I'm gonna change them to, but I literally could not think of names for where they're at in the optical store. So I was like, Jane Doe Jane? And I literally couldn't think of a doctor's name, so it's in red, just the doctor. And now I gotta go figure that out to begin with in chapter 1. And I'm like, do I want to keep Jane? Because like, I'm kind of used to her as Jane. She's just Jane now. That's who she is. And all of these other randos that I'm like, I just fill our names. And now I'm like, other than the doctor, I gotta fix that. Then they're all in red. Just like, figure it out. Because I don't know. I kind of wish I would have figured that out back then, many moons ago. But here we are, where it's like, names, I don't know. Jane, that's a weird name, but also, I'm sorry if that's your name, but just like it feels like it's like an older generic name. Like a newer one would be like Jessica, if you don't know the comedian with the cat named Jessica. I can't hear that name without it in his voice, but like, just, there's like random like that name that was like super common, but I feel like Jane is like not a name anyone has anymore other than to like fill her name. I don't know. I have decisions to make. Do you see how freaking adorable that little fluff butt is? She's so cute, sound asleep. When there isn't a lot of edits to do and you're just like reading over it a little bit to get like a vague idea of what you wrote back in September, because that's how long this is back then, like, it's nice because it goes so much faster. Like, I don't want to say that like you get better over time, but like you get better over time. My first drafts, first book, that was rough. Second book, same deal. Third book, little more work, but not as much as it used to be. Now, fourth book, it was a lot of work, but not as much work. That was a lot of like fill it in later, don't do it right now, things that I had to fix. Fifth book, getting easier. Sixth book, lot less edits. Seventh book, I don't know how I can mess this up, but seventh book was like, this is like going by so fast, which means I will have time in the days to get other things accomplished and maybe get ahead of work a little bit. So when writing time comes, that's when my hard work kicks in. Like, the big plot problems is on outlining day, and then the initial draft is the hard part. It takes 45 minutes to a couple hours, depending on how long. Most of the time it's right around the hour mark per chapter, which is like whatever, but this part, way faster. Love it, happy to get it done, and move on to the next book. And done for the day. I got through all 6 chapters. That was fantastic. I like it going faster. Again, writing is truly the longest stage in all of this, and like, it's the part I don't like the most, which is so ironic. But writing takes so much work, so much time, so much brain power that editing doesn't take, and that like, even outlining, it's like more fun because you know that you can fix it, but like the writing is like truly the hardest step. And it's nice. I have time this afternoon, so I am going to reward myself and go hang out with the hubby and be nerds and chill, and then get a little bit of reading done tonight. And hopefully during the editing time that I've got, I am going to be able to get ahead on some of my reading and videos for the Witchy channel, so that when the writing time comes around again, I will have the extra time to make up for it. That I think is the new like work plan. So it's already time to go get the hubby from work, and I haven't worked on the book at all, so that's great. But I got a lot done. So far, I have finished reading this massive book, and again, the bindings on this one in particular are rough. Like, do you see this? This is how I got it, so I'm hoping they don't think I'm the problem, because I didn't do this. It came to me this messed up. And then I also started and finished this one. It wasn't a terribly big book, but I did a lot of reading this morning. I'm already at 7,000 something steps, which I feel like is a win. It's like early afternoon, and I'm already almost done for my steps for the day, which is a win. Haven't exercised yet. Also haven't done any writing yet either. But I did get the videos for these recorded. The first one is rendering right now, and then when I get back, I can be able to edit the next one, and then hopefully I can even get the third video edited. I don't know if I will be able to. I got a video recorded for Patreon, but I still need to actually work on my book for the day. I also painted my nails for the first time in like literal years, so. I have dramatically fallen behind. Today is Thursday. It's been crazy. Also, the schedule is going to get even crazier next week. So I'm debating on trying to just finish the edits as quickly as possible and just do a quick hyper focus for it. Also, we have the precious little helper helping so much. Current lesson learned from this project is never, ever, 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 ever not have a character's name picked. This sucks so much, because you have to do each chapter twice to make sure you catch all of the red. So far, I have caught up one day. So 2 more to be on top of where I need to be, let alone getting ahead if possible. As per usual, I did not stick with my plan, but that's okay. I at least got some chapters edited. I'm on chapter 14 out of 54. It's fine. But I am trying to still do stuff for my last book, which is the audiobook. I have not recorded any of it yet. Well, I have now, but I hadn't. So I got the one that's supposed to be up today up, sort of. I've recorded it. It took forever. It's going to take a very long time to edit because it's like well over an hour that I have to edit down. Not necessarily words, but like that sweet little floofer butt over there had to keep using her litter box and munching, and the dog was eating and drinking water outside the door, and like, you know, delivery trucks coming by, just different things that I had to keep stopping. And so I have to edit all of that stuff out, plus all of my breathing, because something about recording an audiobook, my lungs just forget how to function. I can talk for a long time without needing like very deep breaths, but when I'm doing an audiobook, suddenly I need it. And I'm just constantly, and it's so obnoxious to sit and edit, but it's nice when it's done. So I have a lot of work ahead, so I'm gonna try to get this done before I gotta go get the hubby, but I have real big doubts that's gonna happen. but I do need to finish it before the end of the day. I don't know that this part ever gets easier, but bam, started before I even hit new book. Yep, author summary and book summary ready to go. The journey begins. Let's see how many it's gonna take. And I did it. It's all formatted. This one ended up being 287 pages. Honestly, not too bad. Because the book that came before was only 200 pages. If it would focus. 200. So like almost 100 pages more? Not too bad. Look at this beauty. Isn't this going to be a gorgeous cover? I super duper hope it's gonna actually look good when it's printed, but I think it will. It's glorious. Look at it. Isn't it gonna be so pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Cannot wait to see this in person. This step right here, the book preview, I didn't have to fix anything this time. I think mostly because fiction, it's just a couple pages and the rest is like, it's fine. Like the witchcraft books are the ones that needs to have specific blank pages as you go. Fiction, not so much. But like, yes. I only needed to fix it one time to put the ISBN because I always forget that step. That's amazing. Done did it. Requested the proof. I now just have to wait a few hours for the email to kick in to say, yep, you can actually buy it and get my proof copy here. I think it's gonna be so pretty. I see that every time, but like that's the fun part. It's when you get to see it getting like actually legit made now instead of just like words on a white page. It's fun to see it like actually like, oh, here's the cover attached to the story. Hopefully it'll catch people's interest. And then I'm gonna get to hold my book again, and it's gonna be bigger than the last one, and I will not make the mistake of getting a hardback edition for the proof because that took so long. So forever and always, the paperback. Which also means I can knock off a lot of things. We formatted it. Not an issue. I created the paperback cover. Boom. I did half done that one. I actually can't hit order yet. Now, to make the hardback and the ebook covers so that it will be ready to go. I'm sure I'll have to update things, but I just want to get that part done while it's still fresh in my mind of how I'm doing the things to make sure it will, in fact, be ready. Early morning start. Got the tea. Starting on editing this video, the one you're seeing right now. But I have to actually put the ending because you see, now I have to change that, but that'll be for the next video because this project is nearing the end of my journey with it for a while. And so today I actually start on the next one, but ignore the husband sneezing in the background. In the next video, we will start about the next book, which I think is going to be the sequel to this. I had a different one planned, but I think I'm going to stick with this one and its unofficial sequel. So anyways, thank you for coming along for my writing for the past little bit. I think this ended up being almost 2 weeks instead of one, but like, whatever, it's fine. So thank you for coming along as we finished up the Grave Shift, and I hope you will consider buying it when it is available soon, and I will see you next time when we start my 8th book. Until then, if you want to check out any of my other books, they are always linked on my blog down below, and until next time, I'll see y'all soon.